There was ice damming across the roof, heat tape nobody could confirm had ever worked, and roof damage with no paperwork behind it. So no way to tell whether it got repaired or covered up. My clients were under contract on that resale home here in Bozeman when the inspection came back. There was room to negotiate, but they decided to walk away instead, and then they bought a brand new home at a higher price. That sounds backwards until you see the math they ran. Stay to the end because there's one moment in a new construction purchase where almost every buyer loses their nerve over something completely normal. Nobody explains it until you're already halfway out the door. The reality of new constructions in the Bozeman area is that they simply cost more. Every framer, plumber, and electrician in this valley can point a truck up the canyon towards Big Sky, where the budget on a project is simply whatever it takes to get it done. So a new home in Belgrade is competing with a ski home for the same crew. Whether anyone says so or not, the wage it takes to keep that crew down here lands in the price for you. Materials do the rest. We're a long way from the supply chains big metro builders enjoy. So nearly everything gets trucked in and the freight rides along in the price of every board and fixture. What does that mean for you as a buyer? The premium isn't going away because it's baked into our geography. A lot of homes being resold are sitting below new construction prices right now, which has been hard on sellers and means you can pick up a home with its kinks already worked out, often less than it would cost to rebuild the same home again. On price alone, the resales usually win, and that's a reasonable place to start. My clients started there too, and then they still decided to write a bigger check for a new construction home. The reasoning they took to get to that decision is at the end. But real quick, if you're weighing a move around this valley, please subscribe. I make videos like this one for exactly these decisions, so you'll catch the next video before you commit to anything. Now, let's talk about the listing price on a new construction home, because two new builds at the same price are almost never the same house. I've walked buyers through a home that came with the refrigerator, washer and dryer, blinds on every window, landscaping, a fenced yard, and air conditioning. Then, the home next door with the same price had none of it. That gap is tens of thousands of dollars you cover after closing, before your home feels like you can actually live there. Finish levels swing the same way, from builder grade fixtures to true custom work. And the listing pictures alone don't always tell you which one you're looking at. So how do you protect yourself? Pull out a sheet of paper, and before you compare a single price, build the true number line by line of every item I listed above, plus the finish level you're getting. Run it on each new build, then on resale homes too, since a resale usually has all of it already in the home. By the time you reach the bottom of that page, the lower listing price has usually turned into the more expensive home. And you'll learn that all while you can still do something about it, because it means you can probably negotiate a little harder. The next one is an assumption that costs new construction buyers more than anything else. Nobody has lived in the home, and it passed all the county's checks once it was complete. So what's left for an inspector to find? I'm here to tell you that there's plenty. Homes here get built year-round. Construction in Montana doesn't pause for the winter. Lumber framed in the fall sits through snow and thaw. And then in a warm spring, it can be unsealed and have an unheated crawl space damp for months. I walked through exactly how that plays out in my Montana version of this video, where a brand new home had mold in the crawl space a week before my clients closed. Those issues don't stop at city limits, so watch that one when you're done here. The season your home was built follows it for years, and so does the ground underneath it. What happened during the build only comes out if you pay someone to crawl under and look. So yes, get a full inspection on a brand new home, no matter how new the roof or the carpet smells. It's a few $100s protecting the biggest purchase of your life. Now, let's get to the moment I promised you at the beginning of this video, the one that talks buyers out of homes that are absolutely still worth buying. Your inspection comes back and the summary runs long. Dozens of small items, touch-ups, paint, a door that needs adjusting, trim that isn't finished, and hardware missing here and there. I watch buyers read that list and I see their minds starting to go into a whirlwind. It makes you start to think that if the builder skipped all of these little things, What else got skipped inside the walls? But I want you to think about what that list usually means. Your builder is waiting on your inspection on purpose before putting the final touches on the house. While that home is listed, that house is shown constantly. People in and out, hands on the walls, staging furniture being shifted left and right. So finishing it before you're under contract could mean that they finish it twice. Your inspection summary becomes their punch list. They run through it once, and then your home gets finished right before you move in. What tells you the reality and the quality of the build is your inspector's assessment of the bones, code compliance, workmanship, and how it stacks up against other homes like it on this market. And ideally, your inspector has also inspected other builds by the same builder, so they know what they're looking for. A long punch list next to a strong structural verdict is normal for new construction. That part almost never gets explained, and it has saved more than one of my clients from walking away from a solid home over touch-up paint. So let's get back to my clients because their story is the honest answer to the new versus resale home question. That resale home had some real problems, and it also had a seller who couldn't document a single repair. There was probably room to push in negotiations, but a neglected resale is often the most expensive home you can buy. You take that discount once at closing, and then the repairs keep stacking up for years to come after that. In the end, my clients bought a new build and they paid a small premium for it. But what they got for it was a builder's warranty, an inspection that came back clean on the structure, and a home that stays in nearly new condition longer than anything else we looked at. So which one should you buy? There's no blanket answer on that. A well-kept resale home priced under new construction is a worthwhile buy. And so is a new build when the extra money is paying for something real. You need to run that true number on each house instead of picking a side before you start looking. So whichever way that math points you, the house you buy here is your biggest pool of equity for years, and the numbers you run today sets you up for success in the future. The expensive move is standing still while the market makes decisions for you. I'm Chase Highland, a real estate advisor and broker here in Bozeman. I moved to Bozeman in the Gallatin Valley in 2016, and I work with busy professionals who want a home that builds real money and a life worth the move. That's why I built the Montana Move Method. So if buying's on your radar even a few years out, that's a conversation I'm glad to have. I also put together a free buyer's guide that walks you through this exact whole process. There's a link in the description along with a link to book a call if you want to run the numbers on your specific situation. And if you're just listening, look up Live in Bozeman too. I have all of this info on my website. So before you go, let's start a conversation. Tell me in the comments whether you're weighing a new construction home against a resale home right now. And let me know which way you're leaning to. If you haven't seen the Montana version of this video, watch this next video next. The soil that moves under foundations, water rights that turn out not to be secure, and the 1-year warranty clock are the other half of this decision. And one of them has already cost buyers in this valley over 6 figures. It's linked here right now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.